All right, how we doing? Happy Monday, 13 minutes on market open. Let's get nasty on them. Previously on KIMBA TV. All right, I got to get out of here. Ladies and gentlemen, there's your 30-minute candle close. The only place, like we've talked about, ladies and gentlemen, the only place that I would think about shorting next is that level, and the only place that I would think about longing or the SFP. So nothing has really changed, ladies and gentlemen. I've been stressing it for a very, very long time. All right, or you could try to take one of those bad lows and you had an opportunity definitely to take it on Friday if you wanted to. So juice, all right. No diabito. Hey, Blaze says happy motherfucking Monday. Happy motherfucking Monday, my guy. 11 minutes on market open. Winter Source is all goods. Let's go. Rada Candles. Let's go. Blader says, are you bearish? Make sure you get caught up. What was the thing that we said what would happen after 1095? Make sure you get caught up on the Thursday and Friday highlights, Bladar, and then let me know if you have any questions. What did we say would happen after 1095? Just watch the Thursday, Friday. It's pixel perfect, so just watch the Thursday, Friday highlights. How did we know that it was going to go to 1095? The single print. Pixel perfect. So yes, Bladar. Yeah, but we're going to try to get that gap. Nuke after 109? Not really. Make sure you're caught up. Don't make up your own shit. Sentiment score says that you're not caught up, Bladar. So make sure you watch the Thursday and Friday highlights, okay? So there's always going to be different time frames. Higher time frame, I'm always going to be bullish. I'm bullish for the rest of the year. I'm bullish for all the way probably through Q1 of next year. If you go back and listen to the Thursday and Friday highlights, we wanted them to leave the bad lows on Friday or Thursday. That's what they did. The level to the upside was the single print at 1095. They pixel fucked it. Common sense would dictate that this is going to rotate down. Okay, there's two gaps in front of you. You've got the smaller one from Friday, and then you've got the one from the week before. So I would be, I don't know if you guys saw me pull the fib, but I would be, if it does pull back, we don't know. I mean, we're not going to get the 1048 clean anymore, most likely. So the next best place to maybe look for a scalp long would be at the Bugatti dealership type of shit. So it's this. The story is the same for the last couple of weeks. If you get a pullback, and we don't know if you're going to get one, scalp long levels are pretty easy to identify. Structure should be easy to identify. We would want to trap shorts on every single pullback into a hidden CVD bull div. I don't know how many hidden CVD bull divs we've watched work. So nothing has changed. We wanted the fucked up lows, and let's see if we can clean it today or tomorrow. Nothing has changed since Thursday and Friday, if you really think about it. We didn't want the lows to get put in on Thursday or Friday. In fact, we wanted shitty lows to be made Thursday and Friday. We got it. We rotated up to 1095 to clean the single print, and then we're back down to clean the bad lows that we formed on Friday. Easy money. Aoni says, didn't shorts get fucked with yesterday fake pump? I don't know. I don't know how. Aoni. But I would assume maybe idiots. It's not really like shorts or longs got fucked. It's idiots. You know, people that don't know how to put stop loss at break even, people that don't know how to read data, and most of all, people that aren't watching the stream. Yeah, so, I mean, I was here on Saturday. I streamed yesterday. As long as you guys are caught up, I mean, there's no way. Everybody should be juicing. So I think when people start to do their own thing, they get fucked. But we've had levels to the upside, levels to the downside for so long. I mean, all of last week, I was saying the only place where you should think about really shorting, since the highs are so fucked up, is 1095 single print. Yeah, and even stuff like how it grabbed the single print and it decorrelated off of Coinbase and it missed the sub-range point of control. That's fantastic if it comes down here and we get along. Yeah, so we're looking for liquid, like the bullish retest of the Bugatti dealership type of shit. So yeah, I mean, if you're gonna ask me if I'm bullish or bearish, you got to understand the higher time frame stuff. But as long as you're caught up on the highlights, everything is the same. Nothing has changed since last Tuesday. Think about that. We put this in. We got the bearish retest. We said on Thursday or Friday we wanted the bad lows. So we're not going to put in the lows on a Thursday or Friday, but we want the weekly low or high to be put in on Monday or Tuesday. So that's exactly what we have the chance to get. All right. So let's go see if we're going to clean those. How low do we go? I don't know. There's the gap right there. Bugatti dealership right there. 7.5 is right there as well. All right, big dog. I would just rewind and get caught up on the Thursday and Friday highlights, man. Nothing has changed. If you thought something has changed, then Jing Gao says, any level to join the soul train if the Bugatti dealership long attempts? Try to see if you can figure it out. I've already given the answer yesterday if you were here, Jing Gao. But try to see if you can figure it out too. You know, I want you to be able to use that opportunity. So we don't get bullish on penetration. We get bullish on retest. So can you see an area where that narrative would fit, brother? These are daily candles, Jingao. We don't get bullish on penetration. We get bullish on what? So can you see a level that might have a bullish retest? Have you pulled anchor VWAP? So make sure you get caught up, Jingao. All right, everything's already been talked about. So JB says, can we bump stop loss and profit? You tell me. You should know when you should do it. When are you supposed to do it? Do you know when you're supposed to do it? When the book says you should do it? Easy money, boy. Quit playing with me, JB. But yes, you definitely should, especially since that was your first gap fill. And what you really want to try to pay attention to is in 15 minutes, this 30-minute candle close will happen. You need to be able to figure out if it's good or bad. So we got to our first level, the gap, it closed it and is bouncing and reacting off of VWAP. I think it's weak reaction, but I'm still missing 15 minutes of data. All right. JV says, I would expect that Bugatti dealership is going to get front run. Probably not. Yeah, we'll see. The way that I would be thinking about is how would I trap shorts? All right, JV. Would you prefer it fill it fully or dip the dip? I don't care. I mean, I'm going to be able to read the data as it's happening, right? So I don't really care how low it goes. I'm going to just look at the data and decide then if it's bullish or bearish, JV. Shaman says, I always get left behind when shorting. How do you chase a short? I don't really chase, Shaman. Yeah, maybe like... yeah, I don't know. I mean, Shaman, I guess my first question is, I mean, you had that level clearly because we've marked that out. So maybe like if when you lost that line, something like that, something like this. So this looks more like the head, right? Dink, 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 dink. But probably to chase it anywhere below this, because that's the sweep. And then you can even include this one too. And then that's kind of like how you get the neckline right there. Yeah, but are you actually bearish, Shaman? Because all it takes is, okay, this is the level that I'm thinking about shorting, i.e. the CME single print. And then even like there's talk to your brothers and sisters that have pixel perfect top short, bear div, everything that we talk about. That would be great. Don't want to cause hassle? No. Okay, but let me ask you this, Zero Sum. Were you here? Are you at least caught up on the Sunday stream? Were you here yesterday when we were here for CME Open? What about Saturday? What about Saturday? Okay, you weren't here for Sunday, so you're behind on that. What about Saturday? And then what about Friday? Saturday, yes, briefly. Okay, so if I were to show you this, this is the CME chart. Is there anything like surprising? This is all I can see, Zero Sum. So, Monday or day, we knew to look for this, right? We got this, right? After that, we knew they were going to leave bad lows on Friday. That's what they did, right? If they leave the bad lows, higher chance to go up. You've had an SFP, and when CME came back online, it grabbed the CME single print. You with me so far? Zero Sum? When we first started, and so basically we're waiting to see if now we clean the lows that we left on Thursday and Friday. Okay? Nothing has changed. This was Monday and Tuesday. This was Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Or excuse me, this was Thursday, this was Friday, and then Friday. And then when CME came back on, single print. And so all we're waiting on now, Zero Sum, is okay, the lows from Friday. Let's see if we clean it. Okay? Do you know what this is? What is that? And do you know what this is? Would you be surprised if I told you that this was 886? And so if it did bounce off of 886, what would you be looking for right now? If it bounced off of 886, if it bounced off of 886, what would we be looking for right now? Do you see that it pixel fucked value area high? So how do you tell if that really was a bull? Do you see this coming into play? Okay, and do you see this coming into play? So you have VWAP, you've got point of control from previous session, weekend, and right now, got overlapping point of control right there. So at least you know that if you're bullish, you have to get back above VWAP and point of control and turn the golden pocket into support. Otherwise, the next place where I would long would be the SFP of this, or better yet, Bugatti dealership. So you have this. So we have the thing that we talked about is, are we going to get that yes or no? Right? At that point, you're going to be right at this gap. So I already have really nice longs. So I'm not going to long here, you know, but the one that you all have been waiting on with me is either this one or this one. So obviously I'm bullish. We're going to go to all-time high, right? Lots of trapped underwater shorts. So if we do get a pullback, right, I'm ready. I'm not afraid to long. The same thing for the last 8-9 months. And then if there is a place that I'm going to short, head short, it's going to be places when the book says I should TP some of the longs. But I don't want to TP any of the longs. I'm going to let that ride all the way to 125, 130. So head shorts whenever we can. I like the 106, 104, 102. They haven't really changed. So that's it, zero sum. And obviously, if it goes to the 8 and goes above the 618, you know, goes above point of control, goes above VWAP, and depending on 2, 3, 30-minute candle closes, you can either start to go long, you can wait for a bullish retest. But you would have already had a subconscious bias that you were looking for long, you know? So I don't think it's really changed. And the only thing that we were laughing about zero sum is, holy shit, the 8A6ers are back on, they're in the CME. CME is what? Zero sum. Did you see? We snuck a drone into the floor of the New York Stock Exchange. Did you see? 8A6, yeah, let's go, you dumbass. Hazy says, I missed that soul all-time high cycle. Don't worry, you're going to get another chance. 450 to 500. Midnightly says, do you have any group that you share your trades for letting us copy? I don't, Midnightly. In my opinion, I think you have a better deal in front of you on the table. Yeah, because the thing is, Midnightly, just to be completely objective and like thinking about like the way that the world works, okay, Midnightly?
I'm juicing.
It's easier for me to save the ones that want to be saved. The ones that shouldn't be saved, I save, I leave to be able to eat. Yeah, so I would make more money having you just fuck yourself over and lose than to try and help somebody that is destined to lose. But if you can show me that you're down to try, then I'm like Midnightly. Here's the thing. When I say things like, I want to go get a Bugatti, everybody understands what that means. Okay? Right now, I want to go and pick up a Bugatti. So I'm clearly talking about a bullish retest of that 105,945 level. If you were here in the morning, you would have already seen me. This is the 4th time that I'm pulling this fib. 4th. Do you see 7-5 lines up? Brother, I basically told you I want to take a long there. Okay? And here's the thing about signals, Midnightly. I think it's bullshit. Because how can anybody predict and say that the reason we're going down there is because of longs getting squeezed instead of shorts opening? How can anybody say in advance, me included, that we're bottom shorters there, that a hidden CVD will actually show up for the bullish side? Do you understand? Like, I think I would be pretty much lying to you, I think, opinion. signals. Now, I can be here and be live and tell you pop ink and tell you I got filled. But then what are you going to do? Are you going to be able to put your stop loss at break even when you're supposed to? Like, do you know how to do that? So what I'm saying is, if you can just kind of spend the time and learn how I do shit, okay? You're going to be able to do everything on your own and understand why you're doing it. But I honestly think if I gave like signals like, hey, long 105, invalidation, 105, 140, entry 105.9. And if I don't take it, you're going to be like, yo, why the fuck? You gave the signal to take, that was the long. And I would be like, dude, there was no edge. And then you're going to be like, oh, what the fuck? I feel like I'm down to tell you the levels, but I'm also down to tell you exactly what it looks like on open interest when it's bullish, what open interest looks like when it's bearish, what bearish CVD looks like, what bullish CVD looks like, what bullish structure is, what bearish structure is, and I can throw in a little bit of Boo Gamma so you can decide if it's confluencing with a level on Bitcoin. And I think you should be fully capable of executing the long or short yourself within a couple of weeks or months. What you're probably not going to be able to do is contain your emotions and stop being greedy or panicking or deciding emotionally what to do. You might not be as thoroughly prepared as I am, and those are things that all take experience and time. So unless I literally tell you every second what I'm doing, signals don't work. All right, here we go. It's the 7.5. I'm getting filled right now midnightly. And if I don't say 30 minutes later, okay, the hidden CVD bear div is there. It went to the 7.5 to the 0.5, and we just lost the golden pocket. I'm going to get stopped out at break even. If I don't say that, you're probably going to, once it hits the 0.5 and it nukes through the golden pocket and makes a lower low, you're going to get pumped and take an L, and you're going to so I try to do as much as I can, to be honest, and I'll even go as far as saying pop ink, but just understand that the levels don't really change. And all I'm asking you to just look at the data yourself so you can decide how aggressive you want to play, or how early you want to play it, or how how much slower than me that you want to play it. And there's really no right or wrong. Did you know that? As long as you can explain or articulate a bullish or a bearish edge, I'm always going to root for you. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how signals groups can offer that shit. I think it's really just a trap for people that are desperate. So if you want to keep watching, and if you want me to tell you when I I enter a trade, and you want me to tell you pop ink, I can do that. I'm not going to narrate every 30, because I'm going to be in a $5 million, $10 million, $15 million test net position anyways. I'm not I need to worry about me midnightly. So I can go as far as saying pop ink, but I got to go back and forth. I might be doing an altcoin thing. I might be doing just Bitcoin. I might be doing S&P. I'm just staring at the order flow and trying to figure out if I've got a chance or not. If anything, if you can just master the concept of when I move my stop loss and profit and why, then you can probably get pretty damn close to feeling like you're in a signals group. I will say though, brother, that it's inescapable. Okay? At some point, the market is going to test you. You, not me, you. On whether you really know what you're doing or not. On whether you are truly bullish or truly bearish. And the day that the trade, or the day that I'm not there to hold your hand, is the day that you might get wrong. So there's no scenario where you can be successful in this game and you yourself can't figure out what to do. But I'm telling you right now, If my dumb ass can do it, you can do it. I don't do anything that difficult. I just have 3 or 4 pieces of data that I look at. I think that's pretty reasonable. Even the most ADD motherfucker should be able to pay attention to at least 3 or 4 pieces of data. XBit says, can you do TA on DOT? As long as you have already been caught up on the highlights. Did you watch the Sunday highlights, XBit? What about the Saturday one? Is there something specific that you want to ask me, XBit? I'll show you my levels and stuff that I'm waiting on, okay? Obviously, levels to the upside, levels to the downside. These levels have not changed for a very, very long time, okay? First things first, 3.532 was the resistance that we talked about on Friday and Saturday. Next level of resistance would be the 3.8 and the value area low. Can you tell the difference between something like Sol and Bitcoin, things that are near the value area low, versus something like DOT that isn't? That's your first dead giveaway that it might not be the one that you want to long. I think the ones that you want to long are the ones that you know or has a chance of getting back into value area low, and then you can let the sort of full rotate play. Okay? The best sort of DOT level, you know, if it does do a poo-poo, is the 2.6 swing fail pattern. All right, XBit, but this isn't surprising. You can wait for this. You can wait for this. Obviously, you know that we already talked about this. This was mainly what we talked about. And trying to get a higher high going. All right, XBit. But there's ones that are right on value area or have already breached value area low and they're on their way to value area high. And there's ones like this one that's not even fucking close. So be careful, okay? Those are the things that we basically nerded out on. XBit. So if you want the levels, it's all there. It's like this. All right, but I think what you want to start to look at is where is anchored VWAP from the top and the bottom, and understand, you know, what you want to see, what you don't want to see in terms of structure on small, medium, and higher time frame. I hope that helps, brother. So I don't have a dot long. You're asking. I don't have a dot long. But yeah, I mean, in this game, you have to be self-accountable, right? You can't rely on anybody else to tell you, bro, stop doing this. Bro, you did this wrong. Bro, you need to do this better. Bro, you can't do this. You're supposed to do it like this. Nobody is there to do that for you, right? So if your self-accountability is on point, is not on point, man, you'll just keep running around in circles like a dog chasing its own tail. T Breeze says, were you like combining work with trading at some point? Brother, I have a normal career and I work side by side while I stream. Yeah, if you pay attention and listen to me, dude, I'm literally doing 15 minutes of TA a day. T Breeze, if you go back last week on Monday, okay, we spent time drawing this line because at some point we knew there was going to be a bearish retest. And we got that bearish retest. Did you know that on Wednesday, we were already talking about on Thursday or Friday, they're going to leave bad lows to sweep it Monday or Tuesday. They left bad lows on Friday. We were talking about if it does pump, the next level of interest is the CME single print. It literally went pixel perfect. There's like 300 of us that have pixel perfect shorts from here. And we said that we're on Monday or Tuesday, we're going to wait for that bitch to get cleaned. And all I did today was I said, there's VWAP. If it goes above VWAP, it's bullish. As long as we're below it, we're bearish. And I said, it's 886.05. So it's bing, bong, 75, ding, dong. Let's see if this is going to make a lower low next. This is all Fibonacci. So, brother, all I've done is 15 minutes. The rest, like I have, my alert will go off when this low is breached and when this yellow line is breached. And I'll look at the charts. I have like 8 monitors, you know, like I'm doing so many other things right now. But yeah, like I don't have to be staring at this shit, dude. I'm juicing like a motherfucker. I already have my short stop loss and tiny profit. I can't lose. I'm just chilling, man. But what we talk about is preparation, meeting opportunity. That's how we succeed in trading. So I'm so prepared. Like we were talking about this bearish retest on Monday and Tuesday when we drew this. On Wednesday, we were already anticipating bad lows to be left on Thursday or Friday, meaning that we weren't going to long until Monday or Tuesday. All right, so now that is a weak and poor low. There's a high probability that shit is going to get swept. So I'm still being patient for a long. I don't need to stare at this shit. It'll do it tonight or maybe tomorrow or in 15 minutes. It doesn't matter. I don't need to stare at this shit. When the alerts go off, I'll be alerted and I can just take a look. Is it a hidden CVD bull div? Are there bottom shorts? Did longs get stopped out? What does S&P look like? Does it look good? Does it have the data that I said I wanted? Awesome. I'll take the long. It'll take me 5 minutes to make a decision. So you just have to be prepared, brother. You don't really need to be staring at this shit all fucking day. I probably do 15 minutes, 30 minutes of TA a day, if that. If that, to be honest. Like today, like nothing has changed since Thursday and Friday. You tell me what has changed since Thursday or Friday. Isn't this just a continuation? We said we're going to leave the bad lows like that and we'll clean it on Monday or Tuesday. I'd wanna be here with you. Hey, longers, I'm rooting for you. Shorters, I'm rooting for you. Bulls, bears, we're all lions. All right, help each other out. Root for one another. I'll be back in a couple hours. Tuesday, engage. Let's get it. Kachaya!